If you're using Outlook with HubSpot, there is nothing more frustrating than realizing a week's worth of client emails never made it into the CRM. Luckily, this is usually a quick settings issue, so today I'm going to show you how to set up the Outlook extension to make sure it logs and tracks your emails automatically. We're going to cover the specific toggles that keep your data clean, and I'm going to teach you one trick that makes it so your extension keeps working even when you switch tabs. Let's get started. After logging into your HubSpot account, we're going to check and make sure that our inboxes are connected. If your inbox is not connected, your second step is going to be connecting it. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and go to our settings page. We can do that one of two ways, either by clicking the gear at the top of the screen or by clicking the portal name, profile, and preferences. Both of them are going to take you to the same page, this general profile. Next to profile, we're going to go ahead and click on the email tab. And this is where we manage our inbox connection. So if your page looks like mine, you have this table with your email address. Congratulations, your inbox is already connected. If you don't see that, what you'll see instead is a button encouraging you to connect. So go ahead and click that button, enter in your email address information. It's going to give you some prompts and some information about permissions. And once you've accepted everything, it will ask you if you want to turn inbox automation on. Yes, if you want to log and track your emails automatically, you want that toggle to be on. It'll give you some confetti. You'll be good to go, and your screen will look like ours. For those of us who do have this screen right here, let's go ahead and look at a couple of details. So I can see that this is an Outlook 365 inbox. And my status is enabled. Enabled is good. That means it's connected, it's live, it's working, it's communicating as it's supposed to. If for whatever reason you see it is not enabled, you'll just need to remove the connection by clicking Actions, Remove, and then reconnect your inbox following the same instructions I just shared. Second, inbox automation. If this sounds familiar, it's because we want to make sure that this option is on. If you're having troubles where you're sending emails out of your inbox and they're not logging to the system, check this box, both in a review sense and also check the box. Odds are it's going to get you where you need to go. So we want to make sure that this setting is on, and we can go ahead and move forward. Our next step is to install the add-in extension for Outlook. You can see this green box here up above has a quick link to install it, but I'm going to do it the manual way just to show you how we can do it through Outlook. And I'm specifically going to pull up the Outlook app. This is a very wonderful, you created this email address email, so don't mind that. But what I'm going to do here is in the top bar, I'm going to click these three dots on the far right, and I'm going to click Get Add-ins. And when I am in the search bar, I am just going to search HubSpot, and we're going to click HubSpot Sales and Add. Okay, so now we see this checkbox and added, so we can go ahead and get started. Now, I have a HubSpot Sales sidebar here on the right side of the screen. And it's going to have some contact information if it's an account that's already in your system, or for Microsoft Account Team, the account security email address. I don't have that in my HubSpot CRM. If I wanted to add it, all I would need to do is click Add to HubSpot, and it's going to show up in my test portal. But let's go ahead and scroll down in this sidebar once you have that pulled up, and we're going to click Add-in Settings. But before we do, if for some reason you don't see HubSpot Sales in your sidebar yet, let's say maybe we just came into the inbox for the first time, it's not there, just go ahead and select any email or create a new one. And then in the upper right, you should see this HubSpot Sales option in the ribbon, and you can click that and it'll open it up for you. If you do not see HubSpot Sales in your top ribbon, look for a button called Apps. Sometimes it's nested in there in like a little drop-down window instead. So you click Apps, and then you can open up the HubSpot Sales extension. All right, so once we have that open, we're going to scroll down to the bottom and click Add-in Settings. I always encourage you to do this first thing just because it's going to save you a lot of trouble. Go ahead and click Log and Track Settings. And just like before, we want to make sure that both of these boxes for log and track are enabled. So log email is going to take a copy of the email, put it in the record as a note under the email category, and it's going to have all of your information and your sending dates, and it's going to keep track of the to and the from. So the whole thread. Track email is going to monitor your email analytics. So did they see it? Did they open it? Did they click anything in it? This is good, just behavioral information for you. If you're talking with a contact quite a bit, you can get to know their preferences and you can know when you're top of mind with them just by keeping that on. Now, create new contacts. So if you're talking to somebody new, like Microsoft security team, for example, and you want the option to create new contacts from the people that are reaching out to you, this box will need to be checked in order for that function to work. If you do not want people that are not already in your CRM added, you can uncheck it. Nice and easy. I would check with your system admin just to confirm your company's preferences on adding new data into the system. But if a new lead or prospect reaches out to you to start a conversation, you're going to want them in the CRM probably at some point anyway. So just check and see. Does it make sense for it to happen when you're logging the email? If not, you might have to go back and relog some emails from before they were added into the system. So one good consideration to have there. And last but not least on this page is the never log category. Not everybody that reaches out to you or that you reach out to when you're at work should be in your CRM. For example, your team members. We have Simple Strat here in our never log list, just because if I'm reaching out to a coworker and we're just chatting, we probably don't need a record of that. Now, if there's a client involved, somebody else in our CRM, we are going to have that information tracked. But if it's just a one-to-one email for internal purposes, we don't need to have that in the system. So in order to add somebody into the system here, you'll just click into that search bar, and I'm going to do gmail.com and add that. And then it's going to block anyone from the gmail.com domain. And to delete, you can just click this little trash can icon. And if you want to block for all users in your account, again, if you have admin level permissions, you can go ahead and click block for all users here. Now, we're going to go back to settings using that little navigation breadcrumb up top. And I'm going to click email integration settings. This is going to take me back into HubSpot where we connected our email inbox. And this one is for the admins. If you are having issues with your team consistently logging emails, maybe those checkboxes in the sidebar keep getting flipped on accident, or sometimes with updates, they'll turn themselves off. You can go to your email logging settings, which is under, it's data management. Yeah, data management, objects, activities. And under email login track, you can actually make it the default for all of your users with connected inboxes to log and track by default. So clicking these two checkboxes are great. And this one down here. By default track settings for all users, sales extension only. So this would override any individual preferences and just make sure that everything is coming back into the system. So that is a really nice thing to know about, just if your team is having some trouble or if the extension is giving you challenges. Really nice thing to know about. So let's dive into actually using it. So right now I have the sales extension pulled up. I'm still in the settings. I'm going to go back to home here. And I'm actually going to toggle to a new email. Where has my sales extension gone? When you switch tabs in Outlook, the sales extension will not stay in place unless, I'm going to open that back up, unless you click this little pin icon at the top of the sales tab. When you pin that, it will now stay in place as you navigate through your emails. I would get in the habit of just checking your pin pretty regularly for one reason. If you operate on desktop in Outlook, when you double click an email, Oh, goody. Sometimes it doesn't keep the sales extension pinned when you open up a new window. It acts almost window-based. But in this instance, it did, which gives me hope that maybe I just needed to refresh my inbox earlier. Um, okay. Well, fabulous. Yeah, if it's not pinned, it will go away. But if it's pinned, it'll stay. I'm just going to do that one more time because that is fantastic. Delightful. Okay. What a win. Thank you, HubSpot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how it's going to work for new email addresses or new emails. So here's my from address. It's just a blank, um, it's just a blank email right now. But we're going to go ahead and email Tyler at simplestrat.com. And you'll notice on sales sidebar, his contact profile has pulled up here. So if I actually click view contact, it's going to actually show me his main bits of information, and I can update his information from here as well. So if I now know his number of locations because of our emails, I can go ahead and update that, send that information straight to HubSpot, and his record stays up to date. Now I'm just going to click that arrow and go back to our main message tools, and you'll notice that it is not logging my email. Now we set our defaults. We want the account to do it, and we set this personal account to automatically log and track all emails. But what we also did is set Simple Strat as a never log. So because we did that, this checkbox for logging your emails is not allowed. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click that because there are 8 potential ways for me to log this bit of information. I have an Aptify custom object, I have the company record, I have a contact record that says never log, but I can log it to the company. I can log it to a distributor. I can log it to this test lead, which I will do. And I can log it to any of these 3 tickets in the system as well. So if I was talking to Tyler about this issue that he's having, I'm going to go ahead and add it there. I'm going to add it to the company record. So there's a record in both places. And I am going to add it to the leads object just because if I can't have a contact, but there's a lead, somebody's working it and I want them to see it. So you can kind of pick and choose which ones you do log to. And for contacts that are not on your never log, contacts that you do want to reach out to, you'll still have this option to choose which objects and which records you're going to log your information to. It'll just be on by default, and it'll typically go to the contact record and maybe the company record, depending on your settings. So now that I've done that, all I need is an email. Luckily for me, the HubSpot sales extension does let me use my email templates from HubSpot from my regular inbox. So I'm going to click that and we're going to do event follow-up email number 3. It's a real good one. The nice thing is it uses those personalization tokens from inside of HubSpot and it just automatically puts them in. So you don't have to worry about seeing first name or any of those other token variables. I'm just going to go ahead and sign off. And now this email is good to go. So if I send this email, it's going to log to his record. Well, it's going to log to Simple Strat, test, and issue. Uh, One common question that we get a lot has to do with HubSpot mobile or emailing from your phone. So the extension that we just set up is for desktop and browsers only. There isn't currently a HubSpot button inside of the Outlook mobile app or even Gmail for that matter. So if you send an email from the Outlook app on your iPhone or Android, it's not going to log to HubSpot by default. So here is how you can handle mobile so you don't lose that data. Okay, so I sent an email to Tyler, and you'll notice this BCC code 3308222 at bcc.hubspot.com. That is my tracking code. That is the bit of information that Outlook is sharing with HubSpot to say, hey, you should look at this because we have a match here and this needs to go somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I'm going to click Show More. And I'm actually going to add this BCC to my contacts. And I'm actually going to name it HubSpot Mobile Logging. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that record. So now, if I were on my phone and I needed to make sure that an email would be tracked and I didn't have the sales extension, or even if I close the sales extension so it's not currently doing any matching or checking, I'm going to go to the BCC line. Make sure it's blind copy for security filter's sake, and then also just for recipient experience. And I'm going to put HubSpot Oh, I'm a little sad it didn't save my name, but I am going to add that. And it keeps pulling it off because I have the extension on my desktop, but for mobile, it will actually just stay in the BCC line as you're going. So if I do Tyler again, and then I click this, there we go. It will stay. Listen, we do what we can, but I do this on mobile all the time. So as long as you have it saved as a contact that you can then quickly reference, you'll be able to just pop that into the blind copy line, and it will log to HubSpot because you've added that value. It's not going to let me show you here because that would be too convenient. All right. The other thing you could do is if you forgot to BCC, you've already sent the email, you can always log it after the fact. So if you go into your sent folder and you take this, this is a test, email buried, you can actually just forward that to your HubSpot forwarding address. So it's in the same area as your BCC. So it's going to scan the to and from and then place it back onto the correct contacts timeline. So if I were to forward this, that's a reply. No, it's not. Great. And then I send this to HubSpot, mobile logging. Then it's going to go ahead and take that straight to the record. I like that it shows up now. Maybe it didn't show up earlier because I gave it a fun name. Okay, well, that is everything. If you want more practical tips like this sent to you every week, feel free to join our HubSpot Hacks newsletter. The link is going to be in the description, and we share more of the same strategies and updates that we use with our own clients to help them get more value out of this tool. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.